Thank you, Representative Nather, for bringing forward this bill. Again, it's high time that at the federal level we finally repeal the Defense of Marriage Act. This is an issue where the American people, the culture of our country, has moved ahead of the politicians here in Washington. State after state have acted to allow marriages between people of the same sex, and yet our federal government continues to not recognize those legal marriages in those states. You know, marriage is a very personal institution to many people, and no one is saying that certain faiths should marry certain people. They don't have to. You certainly don't have to consider a friend or loved one married if you don't want to. Every different faith has different rules about who can marry. Many faiths don't marry people of different faiths to a member of that faith. Many major faiths in this country don't marry people who are divorced. We allow them to remarry. And yet those are all personal decisions that, of course, have implications within the religious context of marriage. But where we fall down as a country on this issue is when we conflate the religious definition of marriage with the legal definition of marriage. Anybody in this country should be able to get divorced before the law. You're not locked into a marriage for life. Now, whether you are divorced or not in the eyes of your faith is your own business. You can choose a different faith. You can be a member of that faith and not be divorced. It's between you and your church and your God. Just as whether you consider a marriage between two members of the same sex to be valid. No one is saying that any particular faith has to consider that to be valid, and many won't, and some will, and that's all fine. But what the Respect Marriage Act does is repeal the Defense of Marriage Act and ensures that there is legal recognition for marriages that are legally defined in states that allow same-sex marriage. This is a critical real-life issue for gay and lesbian families across the country. Whether it's gay and lesbian families, multinational couples facing immigration issues, whether it's families with kids, whether it's dealing with end-of-life issues, whether it's the very important tax implications of survivorship and estate, or many of the other rights that go along with marriage. It's high time that Congress acted and cleanly repealed the Defense of Marriage Act, allowing states their traditional prerogative in defining what marriage means within their borders, and to further the cause of defining marriage in a non-discriminatory way that allow those of us who want to marry members of the same sex to do so as it is legal in our states, and the federal government would recognize those marriages. So while Jerry Nadler is leading the way in Congress, this is simply a matter of Congress catching up with where state after state and where the country and where our society is going towards fairness and equality before the law for all. Thank you.